The Boston Red Sox are positioning for a blockbuster deal, as recent reports have the Red Sox as a top landing spot for this second baseman who has been newly added to the trade market. We talk about the latest reports all right here, right now, on Red Sox Digest. Welcome, everybody. I'm Jace Andrews. I appreciate you hanging out with me and tuning into today's show. And man, is it a good one today, because we have some crazy things we got to talk about. Before that, though, we've noticed that almost 70% of you who watch these videos are not yet subscribed. So if you're a part of that 68% that are watching these videos but not subscribed, I recommend today is the day to go down there, hit that subscribe button, 100% free. And that way I know you are my true diehard Red Sox fans. It's the off season. We're getting closer and closer to December, and you're still talking baseball, and I love that because that's what I like to talk every single day. So go down there, hit that subscribe button, hang out with me all off season. Okay, the Boston Red Sox this offseason have had a lot of talk about their outfield, what they're going to do with trading and their pitching rotation, adding a number 2. But I think something that has been lost in everything is that the Red Sox infield, well, they technically right now, well, let's be honest with ourselves, Alex Bregman is not signed. They have one official infielder in a lot of ways, one starting everyday infielder, and that is Trevor Story. Now, I want to say that Romy Gonzalez is an everyday infielder. I want to say Marcelo was an everyday infielder, but in theory, if you look back to last season, the only everyday infielder they still have is Trevor Story. That poses for some problems, as you would expect. And so, for the Red Sox, they have had some discussions about maybe getting a Pete Alonso at first base, obviously return of Tristan Casas, but ultimately there has not been a true second baseman in Boston since Dustin Pedroia, and I think a lot of people can agree to that. We have a report, though, from Bob Nightingale talking about an intriguing trade topic, and that is that the Diamondbacks are, quote, motivated to move Ketel Marte. And that is something that intrigues my ears. Now, I would love to have Ketel Marte. Obviously, he is a very good second baseman, not just in the field, but with the bat. A .376 on-base percentage this past year is wild, with 64 walks, 480 on the at-bats to 136 hits. 83 strikeouts. I mean, this guy I say 32 years old, definitely in the latter part of his career. He is a fantastic second baseman to have, and is a perfect fit for the Boston Red Sox. And I'm not the only one that thinks that, as we have brand new reports labeling the Red Sox as a top fit. Right here, the Tigers, the Mariners, 3 best trade fits for the Diamondbacks, second baseman Ketel Marte. And they mentioned the Tigers, they mentioned the Mariners, but however, the first team in the article is the Boston Red Sox. We do have to discuss price, what he would cost, if it is really an attributable thing to what Craig Breslow has shown from us, but that's kind of what we're going to break down throughout today's video. But I do want to start by first talking about why Ketel Marte is such a good fit with the Boston Red Sox. We have to look at his stats, obviously, and not just his stats, but his stats throughout the years. And you talk about his all-star appearances this year, last year, and then going back all the way to 2019. It's been a fantastic career for Ketel Marte. He's gotten better as he's aged in so many different aspects, and I really do like that he has been consistent with the bat. 283, 292, 276, 240. Obviously a tough year back there in 2022. Only had 137 games in the 90 games the year prior, 45 games in 2020. But this guy has been a solid baseball player for his entire career. And it's not just the batting, but it's the fielding as well. And that can kind of be attributed when you look at his baseball savant. Fielding, upper on the, a lot of red there with the fielding percentages, but expected on-base percentage, expected batting average, expected slugging, all close to the 90th percentile. There's red literally all over the board besides one spot, and it's really something I don't really care about. His bat speed's good. Everything you talk about in this is great. His K percentage is low. His walk percentage is high. There is nothing about Ketel Marte that doesn't scream, I am a good baseball player. And for the Red Sox, who struck out so many times last year, man, would it be nice to have a guy at the top of the order who you can trust is going to hit the ball every single time. Question is, what would he cost? What's the lowdown and kind of all of that? Well, let's go to the article and talk about it. Fox Sports saying, quote, the Red Sox are close, but they need a little more oomph, and adding Marte would be a profound way to find it. Marte would be a veteran star complement to a Red Sox offense that has an emerging core of young players like Roman Anthony, Romy Gonzalez, and Wilyer Abreu, end quote. Also, I love that Fox Sports has Roman Anthony and then goes to Romy Gonzalez and Wilyer Abreu. Romy, who, trust me, I love him. I wouldn't say he's part of the emerging core, and Wilyer could easily be traded. I think, anyways, not the point. They obviously aren't covering the Red Sox every single day, but I thought that was kind of funny. They talk about him hitting at the top of the lineup in this, saying, quote, "He could hit near the top of Boston's lineup, generating offense for the meat of the order and having the lethal swing from both sides of the plate to do damage on his own." Marte would put the Red Sox on the same wavelength as the Toronto Blue Jays and New York Yankees in the American League East, which I'd argue we are on that same page right now, but definitely adding Ketel Marte, I mean, you can't deny the facts that he would legitimately put you into a very good position. And so, again, the point is there that the Red Sox infield has been tough. And we kind of know that last season was hard because on the left side of the infield, you had Trevor Story, you had Alex Bregman. The right side of the infield was a rotating circle. Christian Campbell had it for a little bit. Obviously, Tristan Casas was at first base. Then the first base circle started when Casas went down. We tried to play Rafi, and there was 15 million different things that happened on that side. Adding Ketel Marte puts a guy at second base every single day. And even right now, not having Alex Bregman, the expectations for him to sign back, but not having Alex Bregman solidifies your middle infield and having two guys who you know you can play every single day. Again, the cost is the real concern. And so I've made you wait long enough. Here is the Fox Sports proposed trade that they have. The Red Sox will receive second baseman Ketel Marte, and in return, the Diamondbacks will receive infield and former first-round pick Mikey Romero, a right-handed pitcher in Hunter Dobbins, who is coming off a torn ACL, and of course, the outfielder Jhostynxon García. The password would go to Arizona as well. This is a good trade for me. I have seen other packages that have been a little bit more higher priced that the Diamondbacks might request / it would be less players, and the Red Sox might be motivated to move at least one of these players. I've seen one talking about moving Jarren Duran in the package. That would also involve Peyton Tolley, and you'd get that, just those two off the board for Ketel Marte. Obviously, they seem like they're pretty motivated to move Jarren Duran in the outfield. Don't see him as that long-term guy there. Peyton Tolley, I think, would be a hard thing to move because I would argue he's got a solidified piece. He's got a solidified role in that bullpen for probably the next 5 years if they can be able to use him right. That is obviously a stipulation. So, again, here's the trade. Want to show you Red Sox receive Ketel Marte, Diamondbacks receive Mikey Romero, Hunter Dobbins, and Jhostynxon García. So I ask you the question right now, would you accept this trade for Ketel Marte? If you would, then I want you to type T for trade. If you think, no, this is not a trade I would make, then that would be a P for pass. Once again, go back to the trade here. Oh, wrong guy there. Red Sox receive second baseman Ketel Marte. Diamondbacks receive Mike Romero. Hunter Dobbins, Jhostynxon García. Would you accept it? T for trade, P for pass. Let me know down in the comment section. I'm making that trade. I'm making that trade every day. I love Hunter Dobbins. I really do think he has the best ability to become the Red Sox number 5 starter if free agency doesn't, kind of change too much. I mean, obviously, I'm expecting a number 2 to come in some aspect, whether a trade or a signing. But then after that, I think there is an expectation of probably having Brayan Bello as the 3. Your 4 is going to be then Conley Early. Your 5 is a question mark. Patrick Sandoval, not Pablo. I do not want the panda up. There also is a point for Richard Fitz. I think Hunter Dobbins is the best case scenario to be there, but either way, I think this is an intriguing trade, and if it costs Hunter Dobbins of those 3 players, that's the only one I really care about in some aspects, because I don't see the password ever breaking the Red Sox outfield lineup. I love Mikey Romero, and I think he does have a bright future, but if you get Ketel Marte, you kind of replace that with Ketel Marte in that aspect, so I'm not really worried, especially with the win now timeline that you have. So I think this is a very good trade, but again, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Kind of one last time, I'll show it to you again. Ketel Marte, Mikey Romero, Hunter Dobbins, and Jhostynxon García going back to the Diamondbacks. I'm curious what your thoughts are. I would love this for so many different reasons. But yeah, that's what we got for you here today on Red Sox Digest. We appreciate you hanging out with us. And again, it's the offseason and y'all are still watching. If you're watching to the end of the video, you really do love the Boston Red Sox just like me, and I really appreciate that. And I'm glad you're still here. For now, though, we'll see you next time here on Red Sox Digest. Peace out, guys.